Hello friends, all welcome to the Aviation YouTube channel. Today I am the sharing of history of Lufthansa. Lufthansa is the flag carrier of Germany. It's founded on 6 January 1953. Lufthansa founded on Berlin, DLH as was known as Germany's flag carrier until 1945 when all services were terminated following the defeat of Nazi Germany. It has since been demonstrated that the Dutch Lufthansa relied on the use of forced labor and housed forced laborers on the site of Tempelhof Airport in an effort to create a new company, national airline, a company called Lufthansa, was founded on Cologne on 6 January 1953, with many of its staff having worked for the pre-war Lufthansa. It included village of Nazi convicted for the war crimes who served on the board of New Lufthansa, and Kruppkenführer, a member of Nazi party from 1929 who led Lufthansa from 1933 to 1945. West Germany had not yet been the granted Soviet Union over its airspace, so it has known when the new airline could become operational. Nevertheless, in 1953, Lufthansa placed order for Cowan Air CV-340 and for Lockheed L-1004 and Super Constructive and set up the maintenance base at the Hamburg Airport. On 6 August 1954, Lufthansa acquired the name and logo for the liquidated Dutch Lufthansa for DM 30,000 equipment to $38 today. This contains German flag carrier of this name. On 1st April 1955, Lufthansa won approval to start scheduled domestic flight linking Hamburg, Düsseldorf, Frankfurt, Cologne, and Munich. International flights started on 15th May 1955 to London, Paris, Madrid, followed by the Super Constellation flight to New York City from 1st June of the year, and across the South Atlantic from the August 1956. In August 1958, 15 to Lufthansa 1400 GS and 1649 S left Germany each week to Canada and United States. 3 1009 GC a week flew to South America. 3 flew to Tehran and one of the Bahad. In parallel, the airline also intended a marketing campaign to sell itself to West Germany. The challenges involved encouraging travelers to consider visiting the country in the wake of World War II, as well as the offering service to other nations via the Frankfurt Airport hub. More especially, Lufthansa effort reflected the development of modern from a consumer and advertising through the sale of air travel. By 1963, the airline entirely limited public relation effort. 1963, the airline entirely limited in its public relation effort had become a major prior of West Germany's image abroad. The special status of Berlin meant that Lufthansa has not allowed to fly either part of Berlin until German reunification in 1990. Original truth to be only the temporary matter, and with the intention to move the airline headquarters the main base once the political situation changed. The division of Germany turned out to be longer than expected, which gradually led to Frankfurt Airport becoming the Lufthansa primary hub. East Germany tried to establish its airline in 1955 using the Lufthansa name, but this reflected in the legal dispute with West Germany, where Lufthansa was operating. East Germany instead established Interflug as its national airline in 1963, which considered with the East German Lufthansa being shut down. In 1958, Lufthansa ordered four Boeing 707s and started jet flights from Frankfurt to New York City in March 1960. Boeing 720Bs were later bought to back up the 770s fleet in February 1961. Far-fast routes were extended beyond Bangkok, Thailand to Hong Kong and the Tokyo, Lagos, Niagara and Johannesburg, South Africa were added in 1962. Lufthansa introduced the Boeing 727 in 1964 and that many began to polar route from Frankfurt to Tokyo via Anchorage. In February 1965, the company ordered 21 Boeing 737s that went to service in 1968. Lufthansa was the first customer for the Boeing 737s and was one of the four buyers of the 737-hundreds. The Lufthansa introduced the Boeing into other were the NASA, Malaysia, Singapore Airlines and Aviation, while the NASA airframe was the first built, it was the last delivered. The originally intended for the delivery to Lufthansa. Lufthansa was the first foreign launch customer of a Boeing airline. The wide-body era for the Lufthansa started with the Boeing 747 flights on 26 April 1970. It was followed by the introduction of the DC-10-30 on 12th November 1973 and the first Airbus A300 in 1973. In 1979, Lufthansa and Swiss Air became launched together for the Airbus A310 with an order of 25 aircraft. The company fleet modernization program for 1990s began on 29 June 1985 with an order for 15 Airbus A320s and 7 A300-600s. 10 Boeing 737-300s were ordered a few days later. All were delivered between 1987 and 1992. Lufthansa also bought Airbus A321, Airbus A340, Boeing 747 400 aircraft. In 1987, Lufthansa together with Air France, Iberia and Scandinavian Airlines founded and thus and it company also known as GDS that would be enable travel agency to sell the founders the other airline product from single system. Lufthansa adopted a new cooperative identity in 1998. The fleet has given a new livery while cabins, city office and airport lounges were recognized. On 20th October 1990, 25 days after reunification, Berlin became a Lufthansa destination again. On 18th May 1997, Lufthansa, Air Canada, Scandinavian Airlines, Thai Airways International and United Airlines formed Star Alliance, the world's first multilateral airlines. At the beginning of 1995, Lufthansa made some structural change aimed at creating independent operating company of the aviation group such as Lufthansa Technik, Lufthansa Cargo, Lufthansa System. 3 new companies who joined after in the Lufthansa group were LSG, Sky Chief Conduct and Lufthansa City Line. In 1999, Lufthansa participated in German business found an inventor addressing glass aviation lawsuit against the 4 German companies for the World War II era misdeeds, including the use of forced labor by the reportedly paying tens of the million German marks. The same year, Lufthansa commissioned the scholar Lutz Burgers investigated the use of forced labor by its producer company Deutsches Lufthansa during the World War II declined a published daughter Burgers resulting study for than the decade. In In 2000, Air One became the Lufthansa partner airline. The nearly all Air One flights were code shared with Lufthansa until Alibaba purchased Air One. The Lufthansa was a good track record on posting profit. Even 2001, after 9 by 11, the airline suffered significant loss the profit by still management to stay in the black while many other airlines announced the layoff typical to 20,000 of the workforce. Lufthansa retained its current workforce. On 6 December 2001, Lufthansa announced an order for 15 Airbus A380 Super Jumbo with 10 more options confirmed on 20 December. The Airbus A380 fleet would be used for the long-haul flights from Frankfurt exclusively. In June 2003, Lufthansa opened Terminal 2 at the Monchi, France Jobstraff Airport to relieve its main hub, Frankfurt, which was suffering from the capacity considered it's one of the first terminals in Europe, particularly owned by an airline. On 17 May 2004, Lufthansa became the launch customer of connection by Boeing in-flight online connectivity service. In autumn 2003, the implementation of a new sales strategy initiated by then incumbent executive vice president Thierry entered in the to make the company fit for the digital era led the abolition of commission payment for travel agency and led the revolution in the German travel business, with many travel agencies disappearing from the market on the one hand and the rise of new digital distribution platform on the other hand. On 22 March 2005, Swiss International Airline was purchased by the Lufthansa holding company. Acquirement included the provision that the majority shareholders, the Swiss government, the law and large Swiss companies, be offered payment if Lufthansa share price outperformance an airline index during the years following the merger. To the companies will continue to be run separately. On 6 December 2006, Lufthansa placed an order for 20 Boeing 747-8s, become the launch customer of the passenger model. The airline is also be the second European airline to operate Airbus A380s after Air France. The first Airbus A380 was delivered on 19th May 2010, while the first 747-8 entered service in 2012. In September 2008, Lufthansa Group announced its intent to purchase a stake in Brussels Airline. In June 2009, the EU Commission granted regularly approval and Lufthansa acquired 45% of SN. In September 2016, the Lufthansa announced it would purchase remainder of the Brussels Airline for 2.6 million euros. The transaction has been completed in early January 2017. The decision was practically taken after the Brussels airport bombings of March 2016, which caused CN to lose almost 5 billion per day until 3rd April. In September 2009, Lufthansa purchased Australian Airlines with approval of the European Commission. On 11 June 2010, Airbus A380 service between Frankfurt and Tokyo started. After a loss of the 381 million euros in the first quarter of 2010 and another 30 million loss in the year 2011 due to the economic recession and restriction costs, Dutch Lufthansa AG cut 3,500 administrative positions, or around 20% of the clear total 16,800 in 2012. Lufthansa announced a restructuring program called SCO to improve its operating profit. As the part of the restructuring plan, the company started the transfer all short-haul flights outside its hub and Frankfurt Manch and deflowered to the company's rebranded low-cost carrier Germanwings. In September 2013, Lufthansa Group announced the biggest order for the 59 wide-body aircraft valued more than 40 billion euros at list price. Earlier in the same year, Lufthansa placed an order for the 100 next generation narrow body aircraft. The group has had a long standing dispute with the Virgin Cockpit Union, which has demanded a scheme in which pilots can be retired at the age of 55 and 60% of their pay be retained, which Lufthansa insisted this is no longer affordable. Lufthansa pilots were joined by the pilot from the group budget carrier Germanwings to stage nationwide strike in support of their demand in April 2014, which latest 3 days the pilots staged a 6-hour strike at the end of the summer holidays in September 2004, which caused the cancellation of 200 Lufthansa flights and 100 Germanwings flights. During the course of 2014 FIFA World Cup, a part of the fleet was banned by Hansa. In November 2014, Lufthansa signed an outscoring deal worth 1.25 million with IBM that will see the US company take over the airline IT Instructor Service division and staff. In June 2015, Lufthansa announced plans to close its all small long-haul based its Devcode airport for economic reasons by October 2015. At the time, the base consisted of two Airbus A340-300s route between New York and Chicago. As a result, service to Chicago from Düsseldorf was the first made seasonal suspended for the winter 2015 season and the cancelled altogether service to New York. However, the entirely maintained from the winter 2015 scheduled through the end of the winter 2016 scheduled Düsseldorf was served by aircraft which also flew the Munich New York route. Düsseldorf New York route entered on 13 November 2008, which has operated with an Airbus A330-300 aircraft. Their base has officially closed in March 2019. On 22 March 2016, Lufthansa ended Boeing 737-500 operation. The airline lost Boeing 737-300 was retired on the 29 October 2016 after the flight from the Berlin to Frankfurt. Lufthansa operated 737 in several maintenance for almost 50 years, the first aircraft having been delivered on 27 December 1967. On 4 December 2017, Lufthansa became the first European airline to receive the SkyTax 5-star certification. As stated, the SkyTax, a key factor to opposite the rating was the announcement of a new business class cabin and seating that is expected to introduce in 2020. While this makes Lufthansa 10th airline to holding this award in retail, the 5th star has been a product that was supposed to introduced 2 years after the Evolution. In celebration, Lufthansa painted a Airbus A320 and Boeing 747-8 in the 5-star ANSA livery. In March 2008, Lufthansa and other airlines like British Airways and American Airlines accepted request from the Beijing to list Taiwan as part of China. In March 2019, ordered 20 Boeing 787-9 and additional 20 Airbus A350-900 for its own the group fleet replacement and expansion. Also, the airline announced would sell 6 Airbus A380 aircraft back to Airbus beginning in 2020. In March 2022, Lufthansa confirmed that the entire Airbus A380 fleet would be retired, having been in storage since early 2020. Destination in India of Lufthansa: Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, Pune. Lufthansa have 277 flight size and 220 destinations in around the world. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you.